Burnley this weekend, and Mikel Arteta is under no illusions as to the challenge that awaits his side.
The game against Burnley is going to be really tough. They are extremely well coached, and it's called really well what is done with the club and with this team. It's formidable, and when you look at all the games, and I see 5 of those, the last games that they played, very, very tough team to beat.
Darren, Arsenal had an outrageous October. 6 games, 6 wins, no goals conceded, and people are still complaining about the way in which they are scoring goals. Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it?
It is hard to believe. You don't get extra marks for artistic impression, just pats on the head and your hair ruffled. I think as far as they're concerned, what he has done has been an outstanding vindication of his transfer policy. He's brought defenders in as if he's collecting them, and they have provided the platform for Eze to do that, and all of their attacking players to do that. 3 goals conceded in their 9 games so far. I think it's 6 clean sheets in a row now. And it took a bit of brilliance from Liverpool Szoboszlai to beat them. City scored against them as well.
Ironically, from a set piece.
From a set piece as well. They are the leading scorers in set piece terms as well in the Premier League. Arteta's built a machine. I don't think he will care one bit what anybody else thinks of him. They are there by right.
I feel like they can't win because when they were scoring elaborate goals, people were accusing them of trying to walk the ball into the back of the net, and now the set pieces are an issue. 31.3% of their goals in the Premier League have come from open play. It's
11
the fewest.
Of the 16 have
it's
been
the
from
fewest in the
set
league.
pieces, yeah.
Yeah. Tim, what's your take on it? Is it sustainable?
Yeah, absolutely. The amount of time what he spends on them set pieces is 100% sustainable, and it's not. It's about the delivery. Delivery is second to none. Whether it's Saka, whether it's Odegaard, whether it's Declan Rice, it's on the button, and they attack it for their lives. You know, and they're big guys. And Eddie Howe talked about it today in his press conference about when you're recruiting players now, you're recruiting size as well. Whereas, you know, you used to have a couple of Oompa Loompas around, didn't you? You know, couldn't get the ball off them. They're popping it around.
Google them if you don't know where they are at home.
Not anymore. Land of the Giants. Land of the Giants.
You know when you won the league with Blackburn, how soon into the league did you start to think, we got this?
Beginning of the season, we believed, because we finished second the year before, so we had real belief. But we had a momentum. If we couldn't win games, we wouldn't lose them. We shut up shop. Which was a point. The mood was fantastic going into the following week. I just felt we had real belief. I just see this side is exactly the same.
Is this run of form better than that run of form that you had to give you that confidence backing up that belief?
No, we had a run of form like that, but they're doing it different ways. But I don't care how you do it, and I don't think he cares how they do it. You know, they can open teams up. Of course they can. And we'll see that because they've got the quality to be able to do it. But if it needs to be a set piece, a team sitting back, when we won the league back in the day, teams used to go, no matter who the teams were, if they were at the bottom of the league or they're at the top of the league, they used to go head to head. They go toe to toe. No one started a game saying we're not going to lose today. There's a lot of teams now in the Premier League sit out there and just put a block in there and just say, hopefully we can take a draw. And they need to find different ways because it's difficult to break down. When you play forward against defence in training, sometimes it's hard to break down the defence when you put the reserve team in there. But they have to find a way. They have to find a way on a Saturday, and what they're doing it with is set pieces. So when they score on a set piece, then the other team has to come out, and then they open them up because they've got more space to occupy. But I love them. I mean, it's hard for me to say, but I just think they tick every single box. And at the moment, I just think they've got 2 hands on the trophy. It's theirs to lose.
What's interesting, though, is I interviewed Declan Rice after the Fulham victory and said, you know, back to the top of the table, are you looking at that at the moment? And he said, you know, we've been here before, and it's not something they're thinking about. What do you think is really happening in the dressing room? They be talking about it?
Yeah, but they're talking about it for like, they finished the bridesmaid 3 times. Now they're going to be the bride. They're getting ready for it's their big day. And there's never going to be a better chance. The quality of what they have around the squad, in depth now, when they get injuries, doesn't matter, just bring another one in. They're coping at the moment with it, but it's not over because Liverpool are a juggernaut and they will come with a run, like I said, and Man City will still be there. But apart from that, I think, for me, it's Arsenal's to lose.
Quick question, how do you think Burnley approach this one? Because they made it difficult for Liverpool. They went toe-to-toe with Manchester United as well.
They will be parking the bus.
Oh. Okay, well, that kills the theory the hot debate I thought we were going to have here about the Yeah, okay. Never mind. Well, there's more fixtures to look at now.
Lucky again, no excuses for our results before people are going to say this again. But we had to play a lot of away games with only 2 days rest in between, and that would have been a difficult schedule for every player last season. And I mean a player that has been fit throughout pre-season, throughout the whole season, but that has not been our situation. And then I think you have to manage it because upcoming week is again 3 and 7 or 8 days. So there's nothing to do with the squad depth. It has to do with how we've went through the season in terms of injuries and availability and players available to play every single time 2 games in 3 days.
Finally for me, there's been a lot of speculation about contract negotiations for you. Are there talks ongoing at the moment? Can you tell us?
This is the last question I was expecting. I think my focus could be completely on getting Liverpool back on winning ways, and that's my first answer. And the second answer is that contract talks, if they are even there, are never. We never speak about this here. But let us first start to win again. And that's where my main focus is on.
The amount of things that these young players have to deal with you've mentioned the price tag and the fact that he is such a gifted footballer. We can all see that. There's no doubt in his ability, but they are moving country. We don't know. Has he got family that's come over with him? Like
we don't know all the
yeah. There's so much that could be going on
yeah.
behind the scenes. So it's no one's judging him at the moment as far as is he a top player. But at the moment, yeah, he hasn't performed to the level that he would like to, but nor has many of the Liverpool players.
Well, one of those is probably Mo Salah, who it just seems like he's, you know, certainly not at the levels he has been the last few seasons for Liverpool.
No, and I think with Mo Salah as well, he's set his standards just so high,
and they're incredibly high, aren't
yeah,
they?
and it's always going to be difficult to replicate that, especially in a struggling side, and when players around you aren't performing as well. So I think we got a reminder of his quality at the weekend against Brentford with his goal towards the end.
It was a great goal, wasn't it? Even though it was a bit of a consolation.
Yeah, but I think he's a player, and along with Wirtz as well. I think you obviously know their quality. You can see it with Wirtz. You can see little glimpses of his quality, and I've got no doubt about that. It will click, and they will come good. And once they do, then I think a lot of the Premier League teams will be in trouble, because it's a frightening thought that they could have all that front line and their attacking players in form.
Yeah.